Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a professional match of StarCraft 2. In the top left spawning is our blue Zerg playing for Team Liquid. It is Elaser. And in the bottom right, he is back, and he's back with a very fast pool. It is Bly, the master of disaster, the king of chaos, the man who's provided the StarCraft 2 world with more cheese than I think any other player, perhaps Haas. But I feel like Haas has been around for less long and has been less pronounced in his cheese as well than Bly. Bly's been consistently cheesy. There's never a series with Bly and that doesn't start with something ridiculous. And this time, it's starting with a proxy hatch. And a... Ooh, look at this. So we've seen these proxy spines before, but usually they're built right next to the opponent's hatchery. This time Bly says, hey, I'm going to build a proxy spine crawler in your third base, and then I'm going to walk it towards your natural. At least that's what I imagine. Now, when a spine crawler is walking, I do believe it still loses HP. I could be wrong about that. I'm not entirely sure whether this is correct or not. When it's unrooted. So let's have a look at that. Does it lose HP? No, it doesn't. It actually gains HP. It goes, oh, okay. I thought that if it's unrooted off creep, it would lose HP, but I guess just, okay, well, I didn't know that. This seems like a really cool variation of the age-old proxy spine right next to the hatch. This seems much stronger in a way because it's completely hidden. Bly with a beautiful early game here, and this hatch is toast. This hatch is 100% toast, and there's a hatch going down already here for Bly as he opens up with the proxy spine rush. And, well, this hatch perhaps isn't quite down yet. This spine is fairly low. Second queen coming out right now. Drones are fighting against links. It's not entirely what you want. But at the same time, 10 workers going down. 11 workers going down. 3 links still alive. I guess it's about even? Well, I mean, Bly is up a couple of workers, but his natural isn't quite done yet. He has a similar amount of larvae and a bit more in the bank. Okay, now Bly's ahead. Hey, at the end of the day, we can definitely say Bly's ahead. And let's not forget that Elaser went for the hard counter. Well, not the hard counter, but a pretty hard counter of this particular build. He opened up with a 15 hatch overpool, the Eric build. It allows for a 10-second faster pool. If that hadn't been the case, I think Elaser would have just straight up died. What a great little innovation here by Bly. You know, he brings back an old classic, the good old spine rush. Freaking Bly, man. He has infinite builds. Is this Overlord going to get sniped by this queen? This queen was very far out. 23 workers to 21. How is Bly going to follow this up? What does he like? Bly likes a lot of things, as long as it isn't standard. You know, he's a man of unique taste. That's the only thing we can say about him for sure. And somehow, some way, Elaser managed to kind of pull ahead in worker supply here. I have no clue how this happened, but it did. There are 3 queens out for Bly, who has slightly more gas. Could go for speed. Could also go for fast lane. You know what I would love? Like a 2-base Spire play or something, like 2-base muta. That would be hardcore. Did Bly just get a kill with those links? I think he did. I absolutely believe he did. Yes, yeah, this is all looking real tight. It's now going hunting. Hunting for Ovies. Third base on the way as well. Elaser's trying to find a high ground. Can keep looking for a while. You're not going to find that, buddy. Bly taking his third base, 35 workers to 30 in favor of the Ukrainian Zerg, who's taking gases in his natural and throwing down his own Roach Warren. So actually a fairly standard follow-up. Not at all what I had expected coming out of Bly. He's a muta player at heart. We all know that. He loves his muta list. God, the amount of times I've lost to Bly's 2-base muta in freaking Wings of Liberty and his 3-base muta in Heart of the Swarm and Legacy of the Void. I think I need a couple more hands in order to count the amount of times I've lost to him. Fantastic player. And as the Evo Chamber's going down here for Elaser. Elaser's just behind though. Like let's face it here. Bly is saving a lot of money. He's perhaps preparing for the carrier transition. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he's going for a roach all-in of 3 bases. This is a confused build order. Also because well, has 200 gas in the bank. But he's fighting against someone playing 2-base roach. The last thing you usually want to do is roach all-in. That seems like a weird call. He's going for a Ravager Ling. I have... Okay, builds an Evo behind this. This is a confused call in my mind. I don't understand it. 5 Ravagers coming out. One of his goal is just to clear the Roach Warren and the Evo Chamber. Like he just goes there, clears these 2 buildings, and it says, I have an extra base. and then that's it. That would be a sick play. I don't think it's good, but I would like it anyway. Things don't have to be good. Bly doesn't really care so much about, you know, whether it's valuable or not. If it's cool, he plays it. And this is definitely a very cool move. He comes with his surround straight away on that queen. Couple of vials raining down. You can't move through this choke. Bly is going to snipe the Roach Warren here. Might wait with taking it out until he kills the Evo Chamber as well, so as to not create an easy area for Elaser to move out. He does create an easy area for Elaser to move out from. He's now going to get surrounded by some links. This was really bad for Bly. He killed a Roach Warren. Lost all of his economic momentum that he potentially had. And he's going to be down an upgrade. This was hilarious, but also god-awful. 20 more links on the way. Bly says that went bad, but watch me do it a second time. And then he's now he's gonna prepare for push number 2. I freaking love this guy. I could go hunting for Ovies. I like that. Yeah. That is very intelligent indeed. Says, hey, I have an asset over here that I can use for something, and I'm gonna use it for that. Ravager's now being morphed for Elaser, who probably wants to also go hunting. Elaser completely unaware as to what is kicking off here, by the way. He doesn't know if he's still being all-in or if his opponent is teching into Broodlords right now. You know, anything can be happening. Now sees about 30 links moving onto his creep and says, okay, perhaps I'm still being all-in. Bly is slightly outmining his opponent. Yeah, when it comes to the minerals, I'm not sure why, because both of them are technically on 2 base. I guess the main base is running out soon for both players. Elaser is really going to need a third. Bly decides to build 5 drones to increase his eco lead. And as he's going into carapace upgrades, I guess he's just going to stick with Ravager Ling for a little bit. But there needs to be a transition into something. And what is that something going to be? I don't know. Guess we're about to find out. Is it going to be a Spire? Yep, it is going to be a Spire indeed. So, while being up a base here, Bly decides to transition into a Spire. I kind of understand that. If this Spire finishes, I think he wins the game. Imagine you're Elaser right now. Do you have the cojones to move out? Elaser is too afraid to even take his 3rd base here. He's like, no shot. No shot, I'm moving there, chief. Finally starts it. But he knows the moment he moves out, there's either going to be a run by or there's going to be something else stupid. Bly here scouting for a Spire. He's like, maybe he's doing the same thing as I am. In that case, he can take the 6 gases, you know, now outproduce his opponent because he gets more gas. Oh, a couple of links taking... okay. Not great, not terrible. More links here being sent in. Going in for a snipe on this hatchery as a couple of links now enter the natural as well. Gonna go for the hatchery kill? No shot, that works. No way that works. Oh, yes, it works. Oh, yes, it works. And that means that Elaser right now is on a single base versus Bly, who was on 3 bases and whose Spire is about to finish up. Now, the upgrades are heavily favoring Elaser here. The army supply is slightly in favor of Elaser. Can Bly play around the chokes for long enough so that his mutas can deal the damage that they need to? 7 mutas are on the way. +2 missile attacks against +1 carapace. It is 2-1 versus 0-1. This is a huge difference. Bly is up in supply, but most of that is going to be in mutas. He's down in the roach count. He has a bunch of queens here. Half of them are not attacking. They're not transfusing either. Roach trades. Okay, this is going okay for Bly. Not great, but it's going fine. Once those mutas pop, a couple of big piles here are hitting. Mutas pop. Now there's a timer on this attack. Ling run by at the same time being sent out, cancelling the 3rd base. Now fighting Larva, which is probably the last target that you want to attack. Both players at about 106 supply, as Bly is rapidly falling right now. And despite a very good attempt here at holding, is perhaps just going to straight up die. No, 3 more roaches here coming in from the main. 8 more roaches in production. His roach warren has fallen right now, so it's going to be pureling muta. 12 drones going down. As I think the game will continue on. At least for now. At least for now, the game will continue on. 2 base versus 2 base. 2-1 upgrades versus 0-1. Mutas versus roach. Who is winning? God knows. And even God isn't entirely sure about this one. He's in some serious doubts right now. Tunneling claws being researched. There's no burrow quite yet. These Lings still looking for damage. They have found some damage, of course. They killed a 3rd base earlier, which is great. The income is very close. Bly rebuilding this hatch. We see no melee upgrades coming out. Just more mutas. What is the play for Elaser here? As he's down a little bit in supply. Has no map control. Doesn't have the ability to take a 3rd base. Overlords perhaps still vulnerable. Bly can get free pickups here. He always can. Oh my god, look at his run by into the ramp area where the queens were relaxing. This is an assassination here. The queen has been assassinated. And the backup queens as well. This is 5 queens going down at the same time. Great Britain is going to be mourning for the next 3 years. Oh no. What's the queen count right now? It's 2 remaining. The muta count still at 9. And Tunneling Claws has finished, but Burrow hasn't. This is also a significant issue here. The Elaser is working with. The moment he gets the Burrow, though, these Tunneling Claws boys are going to be fantastic. Ling run by being sent in at the same time. Are there any roaches at home? Couple on the way. As here come the Lings. 3rd base on the way as well for Elaser. Worker count still in favor of Elaser, by the way. And his income actually also higher. This Ling run by tries to work. Tries to put in some work. Gets it. Here comes a Burrow. I don't think Bly was paying attention there. Is paying attention over here, though. And I just get a kill on the Spore. Or maybe a kill on this base altogether. Spines are being constructed to deal with potential drive-bys or burrow-bys of roaches. Can you clear that Spore? I think you can clear the building Spore. I'm not so sure if you can clear the Spore that's already there. There's a transfuse available as well. Yeah, that's going to make matters much harder here for our good friend Bly. As here come the Tunneling Claws boys. And boy, are they undercover. Mutas turn around, but of course in Tunneling Claws you heal pretty freaking quickly. And with the 1 armor upgrade as well, these Mutas are going to struggle killing them. Look how slow that goes. Can even burrow and move them away. Yeah, it's going to take a long time, buddy, to take them out. It's going to split the attention. 5-6 workers going down. Bly is already down 10 workers right now as this 3rd base is finishing up. There are 16 Mutalisk out on the map, though. 16 mutas out on the map. There are 4 queens. There is no other form of anti-air. It is Spore Queen. Is the name of the game right now here for Elaser. As he sends out another group of roaches. A ragtag group of underground roaches. Trying to get some kills. Bly anticipates where they're going to come from. As this game is as Bly as it gets. It really is. 16 mutas. They're looking for creep kills. And they're going to find their creep kills. As they are also looking for other kills. Here come the roaches. There's no defense whatsoever in this base. A couple of roaches now show up defensively, but still down in upgrades. I think Bly will be forced back home with these mutas. Tries to take out a queen. Doesn't quite succeed. Now tries to jump a Spore. Can he do that? I guess he can. Might go for the hatchery kill. Gets a bunch of drones. This is the slowest base trade I've seen in my life. And with neither player really succeeding either. This is freaking 4 roaches. They're killing 5 drones. At the same time, Elaser lost 18 workers, but still is up 2. Spore is now trying to relocate over here to keep this natural safe. Keep this 3rd base safe as well. Another Spore snipe perhaps? No? Not viable, not possible. Is these roaches still alive? Are going to reburrow once more. Don't forget, all of these roach versus roach battles are heavily favoring my good friend Elaser, as A, he has more roaches, and B, he has much better upgrades on these roaches. Much better upgrades. Elaser rebuilding some drones. Bly has rebuilt some drones. He's now fully saturated on 1.5 base. And Elaser is technically fully saturated on 1.5 base as well. So both players here mining a crap ton of money on 1.5 base. Bly's building an overseer, another one. Would love to see just the pneumatized carry. Oh wait, he already has that. Okay, so these overseers are fast, and that means that these roaches are perhaps in a bit of trouble. Could maybe split these overseers to keep track of them roaches. We're 15 minutes into the game. Both players on 43 workers, exactly. +2 now being researched for the mutas. The muta count keeps going up. This is the thing. This is the reality here for Elaser. Is that yes, even if he kills 5, 6, 7, 8 workers, his roach count keeps going down, but the muta count keeps going up. And right now, I think this game is pretty freaking over. With Bly, 24 mutas and 9 roaches against just 14 roaches. Bly's keeping good control here with these overseers as well, making sure nothing can pass him by. I think a Nidus network is necessary, or Hydras. Perhaps even both. Hydras in a Nidus network. You love to hear it. Transfusers going down. This is not the fight you want to take, Bly. Loses, I think, 2-3 mutas there. Still at 20. 9 mutas have gone down in total. The queen count is still going up. These roaches are getting pushed back. But, I mean, at some point, Bly's just going to turn around and say, hey, mate, these roaches are now mine. This overseer might get taken out. There's a bunch of Hydras here. Can he defend, though? Transfuser's not going down in time. This overseer needs to piss off right away. I think a spore just a bit forward on the creep would be fantastic here. More spores are being produced here for Elaser, who's on 38 workers. Once again, sends out these roaches. Are going to get spotted instantly by the overseer. This is such a weird dance that we're witnessing here. This is such a silly dance. Roach count for Bly is at 17. Please get some upgrades for the roaches though, Bly. No? I mean, the moment he gets +2 on his roaches, he's going to win the roach fights. And right now, he has more roaches than his opponent. Also, even without the upgrades, I think at this point he's probably just winning the roach fights because he has more roaches. Problem might be the Hydras though, as backup. After the Hydras have been spotted, Bly decided to go into the Baneling speed. Wants Banelings for these Hydras. Here comes an attack. Oof. Snipes no Hydras, loses, I think, what was that, 3 mutas or so? Down to, 14 mutas lost, still has 25 in the air. +2 has finished as well. Bly still not wanting to build any upgrades for whatever reason. No melee upgrades, no range upgrades, no nothing. As the infestation pit now is on the way. I'm not saying that Elaser is winning. But if you would have told me 2 minutes ago that this is what the game would look like, I would have told you, that's very weird. That sounds unlikely even. Bly's going to snipe that creep tumor. Wants to maybe jump on top of these Hydras. Has a bunch of Banes, 18 Banes on the way. And there's already about 10 over here. And if you roll these into some Hydras, that's a big freaking deal, you know? That's no peanuts. That's big, big, big. 146 to 155 supply. As Elaser still flying around. Oh, sorry, Bly's still flying around with his mutas. And Elaser now teching into a Hive. If he gets the parasitic bomb, if he gets the Vipers with the parasitic bomb, that could be something else as well. God, that would be great. God, that would be absolutely brilliant. Parasitic bomb. I mean, there's a lot of mutas. The main force really is in mutas. You see good splits coming out of Elaser as well defensively. Ooh, misses a transfuse there. Just forgets to do it. No spores at this fourth base. Queens moving off of creep. Transfuse need to be fast. Another muta goes down. Here comes the Roach Bane army. Let's see what Elaser has prepared for this. Let's see what Elaser has. He blocks with roaches. It's going to take a lot of damage with these roaches. No splits at all on these Hydras. Hydras are being taken out right now. Now control commands them back. But yeah, these Banes getting big, big kills over here. At the same time, Bly does lose all of his roaches as they get surrounded. Fourth base is still alive. Bly not really paying attention. Is losing a bunch of mutas. Has cleared all of the queens basically though. This was good for Bly. Just purely based on the fact that he's up in supply. And also that he's mining more. Elaser does get an opportunity to move out. Does this get spotted? I'm not sure if it got spotted. It was seen by the Overseer, but I'm not sure if Bly saw it. And this is a bad fight for Bly. That's a real bad fight. That is 2 roaches here against +1 roaches. The roach numbers were similar there. Okay, mutas are going to come back home and deal with this. Are the Vipers on the way? There's 3 Vipers on the way right now. as these roaches are desperately trying to get back home. 11 Hydras still in the mix as well, trying to save these roaches as they burrow and get back to safety on creep. God, this is a stupid game. I love it. Absolutely adore this game. Spores now being moved from the main base over towards the fort, most likely. 41 works to 47. Actually, it is Elaser who's mining more minerals at the moment. Here comes a jump on the fort base. Not possible. Where are these Vipers? Vipers are in the natural right now. They don't quite have enough energy, but boy are they getting close. Hydra then might get sniped at the same time. Parasitic Bomb is a powerful spell. And right now, Hydras aren't even necessary anymore, although Lurkers would be huge to have. Here comes a Baneling attack. That's the end of this base. That is adios hatchery, 100%, as drones are being taken out. Parasitic Bombs now hitting some of these Mutalisks. Well, some of these Mutalisks. Bly forgetting how to split altogether. Loses a lot of mutas. He lost almost all of his mutas. And the hatchery survived. We now have a Ling attack towards the left side. There is no upgrades on these Lings, but if he gets this hatch, that would be huge, because that means there would only be one base mining still. Roach is too slow with the split off there. Once again, Bly looking for some damage. Hydra's here coming in with a snipe. Perhaps can get it. Almost get it. Needs to be real careful. I'd love for Bly to take the gold. He has complete map control. Taking the gold here on such a low worker count would be huge. Lings once again looking for damage are not quite going to find it. These changelings are being sent in and will provide a lot of valuable information here for Bly, who's back up to 19 Mutalisk. But there's still 3 Parasitic Bomb Boys, as well as 10 Hydras. Out on the map. Snipe on the fort hatchery. It has commenced. Here comes a Parasitic Bomb. Oh, just barely out of range. Could perhaps abduct instead. No, Parasitic Bomb. 1, 2. Splits. 1, 2, 3 actually. Oh, yeah, well, almost perfect. That was almost perfect. Very close. There's Bly now in I think an almost unlosable position, to be quite honest. 24 roaches here for Elaser against the 19 of his opponent. Finally, we have +1 range as Bly wisens up. At this point, I think Bly can just straight up attack into his opponent with this army and say, hey, I'm just going to win the fight. Because he has a much bigger army. He could wait for +1. He doesn't have to, but he can because he's out-mining his opponent by so much. So every second that goes by, tick-tock, is a good second here for Bly. Elaser still just being very, very passive as this time we had an okay split off here for the Ukrainian Zerg player. 19 more Banes being morphed. And yeah, with a factor 4 economy of his opponent, I think Bly is going to eventually pick up this game. He's made it hard for himself without upgrades on his ground units, but he's about to finish up his +1. I just don't see really a way for him to lose this. He's built 8 Overlords, already has max supply now. 2 more will finish up. Here comes a little fight. Well, little fight. Pretty significant fight. And any type of trade at this point really is fine for Bly. Big blinding plot though. It's actually also pretty bad, but never mind. That trade was really poor. That was a poor trade as Elaser is going to lose a couple of roaches for free here. And these Banelings will not quite clear the hatchery. This is literally the worst possible fight I think that Bly could have taken. And probably still is fine. As he gets another snipe here on this hatchery. And +1 is now finishing up. I just don't really see a way. Just pure roach at this point can almost win. And now the Vipers are being taken out. This is a serious issue. That means there's nothing to deal with these mutas. One more Parasitic Bomb perhaps. Elaser not paying attention as he goes for the final push. The desperation push across the map. And Bly, with his +1 right now, turns around. Elaser leaves the game. And Bly wins. A very interesting match of Zerg versus Zerg. This is some classic Bly stuff, starting with a proxy. I love that proxy spine, by the way. That was so nice. That was a neat little play. I really did like that. I hadn't seen that particular version yet. I'm definitely going to try that out. That looked fun. That looked proper. And yeah, Elaser not quite capable of holding on there. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy this game between Elaser and Bly. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much for watching. And bye-bye.